All right. I just this morning finished uploading the last video of all of our class videos so far. So you should be able to... Oh, we're missing Stacy. Was she here and then dropped off? You should be able to get on the Doc B Piano YouTube channel and see all the videos from all of our classes. If you wanted to go back and watch something or review something. So that was my fun weekend, getting all those videos done. But we're ready to rock now. I think I've got a system down where I can pump them out a little bit faster than I have been. Questions for me?
Yeah, Professor. I had a question.
Go ahead.
What's the best way to upload like a camera video of the can? Do you use like a camera stand or something?
Yeah, I would. What I'd like to do is I would like to be able to see your hands, potentially your face, but more important, your hands, just so I know it's you and that you didn't pay somebody to do it. Oh, you would never do that. You could put the camera at either end of the keyboard, or somewhere shooting down so I can see your hands. That's the best way to do it.
Hey.
Hi,
You-
Tertel, go ahead.
Well, you say you're supposed to. You say you want it on a stand. You wanted my hands on it.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to see your hands.
Oh, okay.
That would be the best.
How are you supposed to record your hands when you're playing the keyboard?
Some people just put the phone at the end of their keyboard. Some people prop it up on something.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people have fancy stands, maybe. I don't know. Did I answer your question, Alex?
Yeah, you did.
Cool. Did we get Stacy back? Marissa, I'm muting you because you're echoing. All right. Vianda's here. Let me update my role real quick. Got Vianda and we've got Marissa. And we're missing Stacy. Okay. Any other questions people have or things they want me to go over? Hearing none, seeing none. Okay. We finished chapter 1 last time, correct? Do you feel like you have a handle on everything for chapter 1?
Yep.
Let's hop into chapter 2 then. I am on page 29 in my book. All right, let me share my screen with you. Okay, today we're going to be talking about intervals. I know this is a review for some of you, a lot of you, and some of this is going to be brand new. So, an interval is the distance between two notes, and we talked about this a little bit last time. We talked about steps and skips, and we talked about leaps, and we talked about half steps and whole steps. Hopefully you'll remember that we talked about the intervals of a second is from one note to another note on the staff, and the interval of a third is from a line to a line, skipping the space, or a space to a space, skipping the line. And we talked about not confusing half steps and whole steps on our keyboard with steps and skips on our grand staff. Do you remember this? The easiest part to counting intervals is just counting the lines and the spaces on your staff. So here we have a fourth. We have 1 for the line, 2 for the space, 3 for the line, 4 for the space to get the interval of a fourth. So intervals is just counting lines and spaces. And there's going to be a homework assignment on Canvas. Again, remember you can redo the homework assignments as many times as you need. And they're going to want you to write in all the intervals on page 30. So what is this interval right here?
That's a fifth, right?
That is a fifth. Good job. So 1 for the space, 2 for the line, 3 for the space, 4 for the line, 5 for the space. So you'd write a 5 in this, but really it's all online. It's an online quiz. I've copied this picture and have you fill in the blanks. So it'll automatically be graded for you, ready to go. Okay? So make sure you get page 30 done. I'm going to make all these early assignments due by next Monday, okay? So 23, 20, page 23, 27, 28, and page 30. So knock those all out if you haven't already. Questions on that on Canvas? There's Stacy. Okay. So intervals, we're just counting the distance between two notes, counting lines and spaces. All right, some new concepts to go over. I am on page 31 in my book. We have eighth notes. How do we count our eighth notes?
Apple.
Apple, good. And each eighth note gets half of a beat. Good. They can appear beamed like this. They can appear separate like that. They can appear separate like that. They can also appear like that. Okay. Next, we'd like to talk about a dotted quarter note. It's I'm gonna focus on this one because it's a little bit bigger. A dotted quarter note has a dotted note to the side of the note head. What if the dot was below or above the note head? What would that mean? We learned that in chapter 1 when we were talking about articulation. If the dot is below it or above it, it means to play the note.
Staccato.
Staccato, good job. But if it's to the side, the dot means to add half of the note's value. So they did the math for you here. We have a quarter note. Adding the dot adds half of the note's value. Half of 1 is 1/2. So 1 plus 1.5 equals 1.5 counts. So I call that a pi app. And generally, the thing that comes right after a pi app is the missing pole. Pi apple, pi apple. So what I like to do on counting those is I like to throw my hands out. Pi apple. I'd like to throw my hands out on the dot so that I can not be late for the eighth note that comes after. Questions on that? Okay, so if we had a dotted half note and we were in 6/8, it would get 6 counts. If we're counting eighth notes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or we could break that down into 2 dotted quarter notes. Or 1 dotted eighth note. When our bottom note is an 8, our eighth note becomes our new pi. Pi, 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 pi. Or pi, 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 pi. And if we have a dotted half note, it's going to be pi, 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 pi. It's a little bit confusing, but the bottom note tells us which note gets our beat or our pulse, or which note becomes our new pi. So stay tuned for that. I think this is a review. You already knew that from chapter 1. That's a review. You already knew that from chapter 1. We've talked about time signatures before. So this new time signature 6/8 is a little complicated in that if you count it in 6/8, a lot of times your arm's going to fall off by measure 2. So a lot of times, instead of counting it in 6, we're going to count it with 2 subdivisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to count it just like we counted 2/4 when we did our conducting. Is there questions on counting 6/8? Again, you can hit me up in the chat if you have a question you don't want to answer publicly, and I will try to answer that. So we're all right with counting 6/8? Okay, we have 3 new dynamic markings in chapter 2. We've got mezzo piano, medium soft, abbreviated with MP. Pianissimo, which is very soft, abbreviated with PP. And fortissimo, very loud, abbreviated with FF. Questions on that? And then we have new markings called crescendos and decrescendos, sometimes called hairpins in slang, also called a diminuendo. If they want us to gradually get louder, they'll put the mouth of the alligator facing to the right. If they want you to get softer, they'll put it the opposite way. So watch out for these symbols. They are going to be showing up in our music in this chapter. Questions? Are we good? Are we good so far? All right. Next, we have what are called key signatures, and they get tricky. Question in the chat. Okay. Key signatures. This is going to take some work to understand, but you'll all get it, I promise. Sharps or flats that follow the clef sign are called key signatures. The key signature indicates the notes that are to be sharped or flatted throughout the piece and aids in identifying the key in which the piece is written. We have sharps and we have flats. The sharps look like a number sign or a hashtag, and the flats look like a little B. Sharps appear in the following order on our key signature: F, C, G, D, A, and E. I have an acronym that I like to use, and my acronym is Father Charles goes down and ends battle. That is the order of my sharps. So order of the sharps. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. It's a fun little saying that'll help you remember which order the sharps come in. So if you can remember that little saying, you'll always know what order the sharps come in. And the reason I use this saying is because you can do it backwards for the order of the flats, which is battle ends and down goes Charles' father. That is the order of the flats. I am not sharing the right screen with you. Shame on me. Let me try again. And I lost everything I did. Let me try it again. Order of the sharps. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Order of the flats. Battle ends and down goes Charles' father. Questions on that? So as we continue to add sharps, that's the order we will add sharps in. As we continue to add flats, that's the order we add flats in. Now I want to teach you all 2 tricks. Trick number 1 is called sharp up. Have you all seen the movie The Sound of Music? You should all go watch The Sound of Music. It's on Disney Plus right now.
I have not
Say again?
I'm too poor.
seen it.
Y'all need to go see Sound of Music. It's a classic.
What movie?
The Sound of Music.
It takes 3 hours out of your day.
It's,
I thought you were talking about Soul. Okay.
no, Sound of Music. It takes 3 hours out of your day, but adds so much to your life, Nico.
Yeah, I like the album from the movie Soul.
I'm mixed on Soul. It was all right. Sound of Music, awesome. There's a scene in The Sound of Music, and there's 6 kids, I believe. 6 kids? And they play a joke on the new nanny. They've run off all their previous nannies. And they play a joke on their current nanny, trying to run her off too. And they put a pine cone on her chair at dinner. And the dad is this big Navy captain, totally formal, runs his house like a ship, blows his whistle at the kids. They all line up and they march. Anyway, the kids decide to put a pine cone on the nanny's chair, and she sits on it, and she goes, oh! And she stands right up. Why does she stand up really fast? Because the pine cone is sharp, and it hurts. So when we have a sharp sign, we are going to go up. And when I mean up, I mean, wait for it, to the right or up on our staff. To the right on our keyboard and up on our staff, a half step. So if we have F and we're going to make it F sharp, where am I? Come on, computer. Look at my keys here. So if we have F and we're going to make it F sharp, we're going to go up a half step to the right. If we have a B and we're going to make it a B flat, we're going to go down to the left. So sharps go up to the right, and flats go down to the left. Questions on that? We're okay with that? Here we have an E. We're going to make it an E flat. We're going to go down to the left. Here we have a C. We're going to make it a C sharp. We're going to go up to the right. We're okay with sharps and flats? All right, so back to key signatures. I'm going to tell you a little trick, and I told you the name of it is Sharp Up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some sharps. The way the trick works is you take the last sharp sign. In this case, it is C sharp. And we're going to sharp up by going 1/2 step to the right, and that's the key we're in. The key is D major. D major has 2 sharps. Father, Charles. We take the last sharp, C sharp, go up 1/2 step to the right, and we get the key of D major. Questions on that?
Are you able to move the picture up a little bit? Because it's like way at the bottom of the screen on your piano that you're using.
I'm not. Are you able to maximize the window?
Well, let me see. I'll try to do that. Let's see.
Okay, try that. Let's do another one. All right. I have now. Oops, I did not want to do that. I now have 5 sharps. So looking at the order of my sharps, Father Charles goes down, and my last sharp is A sharp. So if I find my A sharp on my keyboard, I go 1/2 step up, I get the key of B major. Say again. Are we all right with that? B major?
Yes.
All right. This works with any key that's a sharp key. It doesn't work.
What about when you want the minor?
Good question. When you want the minor, you're going to go 3/2 steps down. And that's a little bit further than where we are in class, but I'm happy to cover it. So if this is totally overwhelming, just ignore this part. You don't need to know this right now. Who asked this? Was it Vianda?
Yes.
Yep. So A sharp is our last sharp. We sharp up and we get B. And then we count 3/2 steps down. 1, 2, 3, and you get G sharp minor.
So because last semester I was a little bit confused with the relative and the minor. Like, is that the same thing?
Yep. The relative minor is G sharp minor for B major. Yep, you're right.
Okay.
Good. Yep, 3/2 steps down to the left is how you get your relative minor. All right, questions on sharp keys. You think you can figure it all out? You want another one? Let's do another one, and I want you to answer me with a private message in the chat. That way, no one will blurt out the answer. So there's your new key. Once you get what major key it is, write it to me in the chat in a private message. Good, Harley.
What's the new key? Show me again.
4 sharps. You see it on my screen? right here?
Yes.
Okay. Good Matthew, good Preston. Good Vianda. Good Jertel. Good Marissa. Good Vivian.
Wait, are we trying to figure out what the key is with those
What
sharps?
what major key
Okay.
is 4 sharps? Good Ronnie. Isabella, good. You've given me the 4 keys that are sharped, but what key does that mean? Good Gilbert. Matthew, you were right. Nico, check it. What did you do wrong? You're close. There you go. That's right. All right, so this is how we got it. We went to our very last sharp. In this case, it is D sharp. D sharp is right there. We go up half a step and we get the key of E major. Because we'd used our trick sharp up. Does it make sense? Questions?
And would that be C minor?
Not C minor. You went 1 too far. So here's our E. 1, 2,
F minor?
3, and we get C sharp minor.
Oh, you're right. Oops.
Okay. Now this works for every key. Our sharp up trick works for every key except the key of 0 sharps and flats. You just have to know 0 sharps and flats is the key of
C major.
C major. Yep. C major is 0 sharps, 0 flats. And we're going to learn a little key chant, a little chant to help us with our key signatures. I'll teach that to you in 1 second. But I want to do flats first. I want to teach you the trick for flats. Does anybody know the trick for flats?
Flat back.
Flat back. Some of these students have had my awesome theory or ear training classes, so they've gotten a little bit of this before. So don't feel like you're way behind if you didn't know that. Flat back is my flat trick. So for the flat trick, you take the second to last flat, not the last flat, but the second to last flat. So I'm going to go back 1 flat. Come back, zoom. I'm going to go back 1 flat, and that is top space E flat. So we are in E flat major. The one in our book is right here. They went back a flat with 4 flats. So battle ends and down. So and A flat. A flat has 4 flats. So you just go back a flat. Does that make sense? Let's try another one.
What about when it's 1 flat?
Good. When it's 1 flat, we can't go flat back because there's no flat to go back. So just like C major, we just have to know if we have 1 flat, it's the key of F. And our book says it right down here. 2 major keys cannot be determined using the above rules. C major, no sharps or flats, or F major, 1 flat. Those ones you just have to memorize. Really, I want you to memorize all of them. And if we were on campus, I'd check out you all a set of flashcards and you could memorize them, but we can't do that this semester. I've had kids that have made flashcards in an app before, and they've shared it with me, but I can't remember what that app's called. Do you guys remember what that app's called?
Probably Quizlet.
Quizlet.
I'll see if I can find that in my email. Somebody shared me a Quizlet for the key signatures. All right, let's do another one in the chat. So we're going to go flat back. Good, Matthew. Good, Nico. Good, Preston. Good, Harley. Good, good, Gilbert. Check it. Good, Vivian. Good, Marissa. Check. Yeah, that's right. Matthew, you're right. Close. Good, Stacy. Don't forget your flat, friend in the chat. Good, Vianda. Good, Ronnie. There you go. Good. Good, Isabella. So we went flat back and we got D flat major, right? That's our major key. Now, I want to say something about the way these are organized. I'm going to clear my screen. Is that all right? Our flats zigzag. And they zigzag in both clefs. Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. They alternate. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Okay. Our sharps are a little bit different. Our sharps zigzag, zig, zigzag, zig. Down, up, down, down, up, down. Zigzag, zig, zigzag, zig. So it's just a little bit different of a format for sharps than it is for flats. Okay, questions on that? It's so they can fit them all on the staff. Keeping them within the lines and spaces. We do go up here above the staff for our G sharp. And we do go below the staff for our F flat. But other than that, we're on the lines and spaces of the staff. Questions, comments? All right. Are you ready to learn my chant? I know you are all so excited you can hardly contain it.
I'm very excited.
Do you remember my chant?
I do, kind of.
Let me open up a circle of fifths here.
I actually still go back and watch the videos from last semester.
Yeah.
I'm confused about something.
They are there for your viewing pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Doc B Theory. But this class is Doc B Piano, so I have 2 YouTube channels if you want to learn all this stuff. All right. I'm going to scroll through this until I can find my circle of fifths, a blank one. Which one do I want? I guess I'm stuck. I guess I'll choose this one. All right. Here is my key chant. I've never done this on a Zoom like this before, so we'll see how this goes. When you get my chant, say it along with me so I don't feel dumb being the only one doing it. All right. Here we go. Key of C, 0 sharps, new key. Key of G, 1 sharp, F sharp, new key. Key of D, 2 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, new key. Key of A, 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, new key. Key of E, 4 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, new key. Key of B, 5 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, new key. Key of F sharp, 6 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, new key. Key of C sharp, 7 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, B sharp. That was the order of the sharps. So remember, we had father. It's really hard to write with a mouse. Charles. Goes. Down. And ends. Battle. And that's the order of our sharps. Questions? So our sharps go that way. Now we're going to do the circle of his key chant backwards. And our flats go that way. Are you ready? Try to contain your excitement. I know it's getting a little out of control over there. Here we go. Key of C, 0 flats. New key. Key of F, 1 flat. B flat. New key. Key of B flat. 2 flats. B flat. E flat. New key. Key of E flat. 3 flats. B flat. E flat. A flat. New key. Key of A flat. 4 flats. B flat. E flat. A flat. D flat. New key. Key of D flat. 5 flats. B flat. E flat. A flat. D flat. G flat. New key. Key of G flat. 6 flats. B flat. E flat. A flat. D flat. G flat. C flat. New key. Key of C flat. 7 flats. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, F flat. Woo! And that's our circle of fifths key, circle of fifths chant. So you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is the circle of fifths and why do I need to know this to play piano? If we are in the key of D, we are going to have 2 sharps. And those sharps are going to be F and C. And if we don't play in the key of D with F and C, it's going to sound funny. So that was Yankee Doodle in the key of D. Here's Yankee Doodle in the key of D without F's and C's. And that sounded so wrong.
It could sound like a 2001 ringtone.
Say again?
It sounds like a 2001 ringtone.
I'm not sure what that is, so I'm going to go with that and say sure. But yeah, it doesn't sound quite right, does it? So this tells us that we need to have an F sharp and a C sharp. And if we have an F sharp and a C sharp, it sounds right in the key of D. So the circle of fifths tells us what we need to have sharped or flatted to be right in that key.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can you have sharps and flats in the key signature?
In everything you're going to see in this class, I'm going to say no. Is there some obscure, crazy composer that's done that? Perhaps. But it's a very modern thing if it does exist. And we're not going to see it in Piano 1 or Piano 2 here at City College. Is that a fair answer?
Yeah.
I've seen it done before, but it's not happening anywhere in our textbook. It's like modern art.
Okay.
Yeah. Other questions? Can I clear my screen? Okay, so hopping back to our book, we have a little piece called Miniature Waltz. And this is a fun little piece. What key is this piece in?
Is it G flat?
It is close. You're very close.
Wait.
You're very close.
There is no G flat. Okay.
There is G flat. G
oh.
flat has 6 flats, but we only have 1 sharp. So if we use our sharp trick, Stacy, our sharp trick is sharp up. So this sharp is on the F line. So we have F sharp, sharp up, a half step above F sharp, and what do we get?
G major?
G. That's right. So we are in the key of G major. Now, one of the reasons I hate this piece, I shared the wrong screen. Let me try that again. One of the reasons I hate this piece is they make a big deal out of key signatures, and they give you a key signature of 1 sharp, and that tells us every time we have an F, we should be playing an F sharp, so it sounds right in the key of G, and guess what? There's not a single F sharp in this whole piece. How rude. How rude. What'd you say, Vianda?
Infuriating.
Yes. They prep us for the sharp and then they don't give it to us. Here's another one. This one's called Minuet by Reinagel. And as you can see, we are in what?
G.
We are in G major. So do we have F sharps? Same thing. I don't see any F sharps. Bah. And then we had the can that we worked on. And we are in G major once again. We have F sharps according to our key signature. And there's one place in the whole piece where we have an F sharp. Where is it?
First ending.
First ending, measure 7. Here's our F sharp. And that's the only key that gets sharped. Should be an F sharp because of our key signature. Okay.
If there's only one sharp, why don't they just put the sharp in front of the note?
They could. They could have. They could have written it out in 0 sharp, 0 flats and written the sharp out, but that wouldn't teach you about key signatures. So that's why they didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, this piece is in what key?
F?
F major. Good. We have one flat, and we just have to memorize one flat is the key of F. So we have B flats. And where does that B flat happen? There's one. We can follow that line all the way across. There's another one. There's another one. Here we go to the bass clef. F, F, C, C, G, A, B flat, C, B flat, A, B flat, G, F. Does that make sense? We are out of time today. What I want to do next time is I want to teach you the pattern for 5-finger patterns. I'll teach you the formula for 5-finger patterns so we can start playing 5-finger patterns, and that's our first badge which we'll earn on Canvas using Badger. Any questions before we go?
Is that the thing where you like are an animal or something?
Yeah, it is. Have you figured out your animal name?
No.
Go check out Canvas on Badger, see what your animal name is. We'll go over that tomorrow. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow.
You're doing your office hours still today, right?
I am.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Dr. B.
All righty.
Bye.